And welcome to another of Andre's Artist Profiles. Now, today I'm going to be profiling an artist who's turning 33 years old today, and who at this point is one of the biggest hit artists around, and is making huge creative inroads as well in music. A very rare thing nowadays, creativity. Everybody's trying to see how much more they can sell, or sell out another artist, or be competitive like a bunch of salesmen. At least Justin Timberlake's doing something artful. Now, as being the lead singer of NSYNC and having been involved with Disney's Mickey Mouse Club, when I was younger, about 18, 19 years old, my grandfather, who was, let's just say, not an expert on music, would turn on the television and show me NSYNC performing, and he'd say, very unlike him, "Look at that guy up front." And of course it was Justin Timberlake with his curly hair and when No Strings Attached came out, Bye 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 and all that. And he said, "Watch him." And I said, "Why should I watch it?" And he told me, "That guy up front, that Justin, he has it. He's got it. He is in sync." I thought my grandfather was trying to be hip at that time with what young people were doing, but I learned very quickly, especially seeing him on some television show where he was beatboxing and I think playing drums or something of that such. My grandfather was dead on. He was a man of what writer William Strauss calls the silent generation, who were involved in World War II, or the GI generation, World War II era. And he respected quality talent. He loved Nat King Cole. He loved Anne Murray. He loved great vocalists, great melodicists musically. He wasn't a musical expert, but that's what he loved. And he saw that in Justin Timberlake, even though Justin Timberlake was contemporary. And a lot of other people involved in what I call the credibility wars of the late 90s would say, "Oh, he's involved with Disney, and he's in a teen pop group, and he's not going to amount to anything. He's just a commercial shill." Well, little did we know. In 2002, his solo debut album, Justified, was released. With songs like Senorita and Cry Me a River, this album really did a lot to mix Latin funk in with contemporary kind of hip-hop flavored dance music. But my favorite on this album is the very chic / Michael Jackson sounding Rock Your Body. Now, a lot of people that I know have continuing arguments with Justin Timberlake. They don't like his voice or something about him. But this man seriously has a great musical talent. He's produced for Duran Duran, and his sound really has a strong instrumental ethic that isn't just out there to make money. He appreciates and respects the past and knows how to make it work in the contemporary style of today without ruining that quality. The next album came out about 4 years later, Future Sex Love Sounds, which mixed the electronic dance music or EDM sounds with some really strong funk. I'm Bringing Sexy Back was the big hit from this album, but for the most part it's a pretty clear-cut funk record. Very much in the style of Rock Your Body, with, again, a bit more of an electronic twist in places. Great album from 2006. It was another 8 years before this album emerged in the spring of last year, to 2020 Experience. If there was any doubt that Justin Timberlake was a man of deep artistic integrity, this really took the cake. Push Your Love Girl is right out of kind of an Isaac Hayes Memphis soul kind of flavor to it, and Don't Hold the Wall mixes in a very genuine Egyptian flavor, and Let the Groove Get In actually pushes the envelope with a very polyrhythmic African percussion sound and an almost 70s Motown style melody, and ends with a great and powerful ambient psychedelia of Blue Ocean Floor, which is nothing like anything I've heard Justin Timberlake do before. Suit and Tie is a good soul funk / hip-hop duet with Jay-Z. Of course, the big hit off of this is the most obviously contemporary, Mirrors, not my favorite cut on the album. But if you listen to this album as a whole, that's what's important, and I think a lot of people are, even though they're trying to push the most obvious singles from it. This album, Justin Timberlake apparently intended this to be a double album, but decided to release it in 2 parts. Much the same way Stevie Wonder was going to do with his 1974 album, fulfilling this first finale, but never did. But Justin did it. Both albums are also available in one set called The Complete Experience. And the 2020 Experience Part 2 is much more of a contemporary hip-hopper album than the initial part of it released. TKO very much epitomizing that. But Take Back the Night is a good example, like Rock Your Body, of what makes Justin Timberlake such a great artist. And also Drink You Away, which Justin Timberlake performed this year on an award show, which I had the privilege to see, is a bluesy, funky Roadhouse rhythm and blues jam. Again, of nothing of the sort I've ever heard Justin Timberlake do. At present, Justin Timberlake is moving in some very important and significant artistic directions. And I know that because of the way things are in his generation, he might have to record some kind of blasé, bland, contemporary, electronic, hip-hop kind of music to get hits. But as long as he keeps making artistic strides like he is on all of these albums I just showed you, that's what matters. So, Justin Timberlake, if you watch YouTube, if you're checking out this video, happy 33 to you. Your music's much appreciated, and I'm glad you're out there. Keep up thinking in terms of art. You'll get hits along the way. I know you will. And to the rest of you out there, enjoy your music. A big shout out to people who have come to Justin Timberlake's music and maybe even revised their opinions about him, which I think a lot of people are. And I'll see you next time.